think they're quite fundamental, I think, to most Quakers. So, I mean, the peace testimony is the obvious one that most people are familiar with.
One of the central core things is being a pacifist. If you're a Quaker, you're usually a pacifist. But there's a great deal of debate about those issues. The truth is the other one, very important. Quakers don't lie.
My yea is my yea and my nay is my nay. So for me to swear that I'm going to speak the truth, etc., seems irrelevant because I'm supposed to do that all the time.
If you have to take an oath, that's assuming that there are two values. One that you use under an oath, by oath, and one which you use in normal daily commerce. But that's false, basically, because if you're speaking the truth in the first place, you don't need an oath to persuade people that you're telling the truth.
Simplicity. Leading a simple life is something that Quakers would like to do.
We talk about living simply, and if you look at how some of us live, I don't know how simply we live these days.
The testimony to simplicity, I think, is coming into the fore much more now with kind of, ecological green concerns.
Equality is definitely the other testimony. So everybody is seen as equal. If you've got that of God in everybody, then everybody must be equal. So that ties in with the respect one, in that we shouldn't give undue respect for people just because they're of a different, they've got a title or they're royal or something like that.
Equality is one actually coming back to when I first came across Quakers, and that was a very important thing to me, the sense of equality within the community, within the meeting. There was no hierarchy.
I think another important aspect of Quaker beliefs is to understand it, you need to go back to our history. When Quakerism started in the 17th century, it was illegal to be a Quaker and to hold a Quaker meeting, and Quakers were persecuted and put into prison for their beliefs.
They were really looking to get very close to what Christ said and did and how he lived his life, and he was very political. I think, he was a radical and, overturning tables in the temple, and I think it's natural if you look at his life and you try and follow that you become politically active.
I think that dissenting tradition has remained within the society through the centuries, so that the emphasis on not bowing down to authority unless you feel that authority is right is very much a part of who we are, so that there are Quakers today who are involved in political activities.
I've been on the marches against the war in Iraq. Some of those have been also about the Palestinian issue, and the march which was against the Trident replacement recently, because that's quite an important issue to me. I find it really appalling that the government can consider spending that amount of money on something so abhorrent. Sometimes you go on the marches and they aren't as well attended as you'd hope. I've heard people saying, well, there's no point in going on the marches, but sometimes it's the only thing you feel you can do.
If you feel strongly about a thing, you don't just think about it, you do something about it. And I do think this is the urging of the Holy Spirit. I think this is very important.
Many of the friends that I've met over the last 15 years are teachers and social workers and people that do passionately care about society. So I think the testimonies underpin a desire to help and a desire to change society.
I suppose heaven isn't somewhere else. You're not trying to get somewhere else. It's about here and now. So we're making, we're bringing the spiritual realm into reality here and now. It's not, it's going to come later, so we don't have to worry about it. So now is important.